Does it ever get old? I mean, it seems like
it's the best part of the year for me. Just get to go out there, new expectations, new team, new identity, and we're fired up because of it. So just another hack at another year. I mean, it's just it's exciting, man.
I'm assuming you watched a little football last night.
Oh yeah. Saw the whole game. Yeah.
The Bills look like they're ready to go. Week one. They've made some moves. You guys ended their season. Do you get the feeling? I mean, you've had the target on your back in this division for a long time. But do you feel like the target is on your back with all the moves that a lot of these teams have made in the AFC?
I mean, I think with our success, I think a lot of teams kind of circle us on their schedule. But that's what you want, man. If you're not answering the bell every single week, I mean, why are we out there, right? I'm trying to be the best on every single play, every single game. So it's not new to me to feel like everyone's ready for my best shot. You know, or if I'm on the flip side, I know I'm getting everybody's best shot because of the success that we've had. So it's just it's nothing new here. I think there's a few new faces that are going to get a glimpse of that if they haven't already had that in their career.
In previous seasons, it's been a lot of you and a lot of Tyreek Hill, and there's been an emphasis. It's going to be a lot of different bodies this year distributing the football. Just how have you seen maybe that help Pat as far as just being a little bit more calmer and looser in the offense in this new look offense in the sense?
I always felt that Pat was very good at getting the ball around to other guys. Obviously, with a guy like Tyreek, you can have a lot of trust in a guy like that to make big plays, especially on big-time moments like he has in the past. So it's just finding that rhythm of, you know, the intentions of the play caller, what we're seeing on defense, and going from there, and just trusting the guys that are in the position, which I have all the faith in. The new faces that we have that are going to be able to be on show this Sunday, man. It's going to be fun seeing everybody have fun.
Sounds like Noah's going to fill in a little bit of the Blake role. Just how confident are you in what?
We got an awesome tight end room. It's killed us to see Blake, you know, go down like that in the beginning in the preseason. And then an awesome game by Bushman to see him go down that hurt. But we got a fun tight end room, man, and you're gonna see a lot of athletes out there, a lot of big athletes, that's for sure.
Travis, you and your brother are testing the podcast water, jumping in there. Talk about the New Heights show.
Yeah, the New Heights show, man. It's me and my brother venturing into a new playing field, man. Given our intake of our knowledge of everything that we've gone throughout our playing career, and you know, just getting on camera and on the mic, man, having some fun as brothers, knowing that we just enjoy being around each other and having fun doing it. So it's definitely going to be interesting every Wednesday. You guys will be able to check us out.
Travis, the defense, Arizona, one of their green dots is an Olathe guy and Isaiah Simmons. You know, just what have you seen out of Arizona? What have you seen out of Isaiah that maybe thinks this defense is going to be challenged?
I remember he was a Clemson guy, right? Yeah, I remember seeing him over at Purple Label Barbershop, man. Shout out to Dewan and everybody over there. Yeah, he's an unbelievable player, and I mean they got a very stout defense. Their front seven is packed, and then they got athletes in the back end. And then you add Budda Baker as a safety, kind of like a chess piece. You can throw him everywhere. They got a great defense, and we definitely got a challenge ahead of us, man. But we've been waiting all year to go out there and have some fun, so I plan on doing so.
Travis, how eager are you to see just how defenses play you guys? It seems like week to week last year it was pretty consistent, but it seems like maybe not this year, or are you just eager to find out? I
think it's up in the air. This team is specifically kind of a junk ball team. They'll throw everything at you. A lot of blitzes, a lot of different variations of coverages, and you can't really get a good tell, or a lot of there's not a lot of scheme to it, right? They just have a lot of good players that can do different things. So it's just understanding that you got the whole gamut of coverages that you can get thrown at, and just being true to your indicators and just playing fast, man. You can't let it slow you down. That's the biggest thing that I think they're trying to do when they throw so many different types of coverages at you.
You guys probably already do this, but does that make you sort of hyper-aware that if you're not the first, second, or even third option on the play, you still got to be ready?
Well, I mean, every play versus every coverage has a certain progression, right? So it's just understanding when you're getting the ball and being alert for it, being on time, and being there for Pat, man. I mean, that's the biggest thing in the run game, making sure you know who we're working towards, and getting a body on a body, man.
A couple more, but Todd and then Aaron. But Todd. Non-football question. I saw yesterday on Twitter there was a podcast where Heidi Gardner said she be her dream to have you and Patrick
Yeah.
on
was
Saturday
pretty
Night
cool,
Live.
man.
How do you go about making that happen?
Heidi's awesome. She's been a huge Chiefs supporter, really KC supporter, for as long as I can remember. I think she came out here to Big Slick this year, so I was bummed I couldn't make that. I told him I'd never miss another one, but that would be awesome, man. I remember growing up in the Farley days and the Will Ferrell days. I mean, it was Saturday Night Live has been a dream of mine to just go to, let alone be in.
Have you got some characters or skits in mind?
No, I'm going to leave that up to the pros.
You got nothing?
No, I'm going to leave that up to the pros, man. Exactly, yeah, I have no idea.
You talked about the new faces playing a role. Do you get to say anything to those guys about the difference between, hey, training camp, preseason, and it gets real now? And do you remember your experience going from
I mean, the new faces that we have, I mean, they're veteran guys. They've been in that action. They've played in big-time games. They've been big-time players in big-time games. So I don't think we need to really say anything like that. There's a few rookies, specifically on the defensive side, that just haven't had a glimpse of what the NFL feels like. But I feel like we got a lot of leaders on that side of the ball. We got a lot of playmakers up front that are going to help it make it easier on the guys, the younger guys, to just fall in line and do their job and just fly around and make plays, man. That's the biggest thing, man. You keep that energy up, man. You're living out your childhood dream to be able to go out here and.
All right. As far as the injuries go, really the only one that won't practice today is Pacheco. Everybody else will go. Before the challenge of playing Denver, good football team, well coached. Sean's done a nice job up there, as our coordinators have. So look forward to being in Denver, which is a great venue for football and great for the National Football League with two good teams playing each other. So that time's yours.
Andy, you referenced this, but you've had some good matchups with Sean Payton in the last few years. Just what makes his teams so difficult to go up against?
Yeah, good players, good coaches. You know that they've got good schemes. They're well coached with them, and they play hard. You know, he does a nice job with that.
Andy, you mentioned this run of defensive lines that you play against. Obviously, this is a pretty good run. What stands out?
Yeah, that's a good point, because that's really a strength of theirs on the defensive side. They got a good defense, but I mean that D line, it starts with them. It's a nice challenge for our offensive line, and like I mentioned before, we've had this string of good D lines that we've been going against, and so it gives you another opportunity to continue to grow as a group and look forward to that challenge. I mean, that's what this is all about. You love that. You love that you get to play a good football team.
What growth have you seen from Bo Nix from his rookie year until now?
Yeah, he's picking up what Sean's asking him to do, and then executing it and doing a good job with that. And that's a primary responsibility of the quarterback. You're going to be given a scheme, and you got to become a master of it, and then make everybody around you better. And he's done a nice job with that.
Coach, on that subject, when you get that second year, you had that early success. He's had some bumps in the road since then. Defenses, how much easier does it get to prepare for him? And now that they've got the tape on him, is that why he's having some struggles now?
Yeah, listen, I mean, they kind of all go through a little bit of that, but he's also won games, which ends up being the most important thing, and during tough times. But you see that around the league. You see that with all these guys. Teams have an opportunity to study them. They got up their game, and then they continue to grow. And they grow for a few years, and then they either make it or they don't make it. At that point. So to be able to sustain it for years is quite a tribute to these guys. But he's a young guy that's continuing to see some different curveballs there.
You mentioned self-evaluation on Monday, but getting the guys back yesterday, just how beneficial did you tell that they're ready to get back, knowing that what's in front of them this last stretch?
Yeah, sure. They understand that, and they were out there. And we can go lock ourselves in the office and do that stuff. They're out there, and they hear everything, so and see everything with the time off. And so they understand. They're focused, locked in, ready to go, ready to get back to work and get better. And that's, as a head coach, that's all you can ask for.
One of the Hairston after the Bills game said he was kind of picking up some tendencies from Xavier, or trying to figure out what he's doing. When you guys went back and self-scouted, did you see some things like that happen? How much do you have to kind of guard against that week to week in this league?
Yeah, so you listen. Everybody's got a tendency somewhere along the line. That's how it works. You know, if you watch enough tape, you're going to see certain things. So the objective is to give them that against different looks. So we look at all that and try to keep track of that, and we ask players to do the same thing. So, and Xavier's a smart kid; he gets all that. But I'm not sure. You know, we'll see.
Andy, when you're in the bye week and doing the self-scout, how much do you think you're learning from your successes versus how much you're learning from, say, the Buffalo game? I mean, is it one loom larger?
Yeah, you know, what we try to do, and I think with technology now, it's different than it was a few years back. You're able to stay up on that. You've got the Frasers and Marks around the league here, where you've got these guys that kind of keep you abreast of what's going on, you know, what your tendencies are, what you need to work on in certain, or show in certain spots and down and distances, all that. So they do a pretty good job. So when you go back and you put it all together and look at it, you're kind of fine-tuning what you've already gone through. You just have more time to do it. And is it beneficial? Yeah. I mean, you know, the proof is in the pudding. So if we can do better, then it's been a good evaluation period.
How much of the challenge with someone like Nick Benito, 15, impacts throwing Josh back in the fire? You know, does it impact it at all?
Yeah, we'll just see. Let's see. I haven't even got him out for a practice yet, so let's see how all that goes. He'll jump in and see what he can do and mix it up out there and do what we do, and then we'll go from there. So I just want to see him back out there. I'm glad he's back and going.
Sorry?
Coach Ofanga, what does he bring at safety?
Yeah.
As manager?
Yeah, I think that's a good add. He's been banged up a little bit in years past, but he's playing his tail off right now. Smart. Real smart kid, good leverage guy. So if they ask him to stay in outside leverage, he's going to stay in outside leverage. He's going to discipline it. And then if they ask him to get in the box and blitz and do that dirty work, he's all in there too. So he's a good football player, real good.
Matt?
Coach, when Joshua mentioned you just want to see him get on the field, what would you hope to see from him the next couple of days that would tell you that he's ready to play on Sunday?
Yeah, let's just see what kind of shape he's in. You get back into the football swing. You know, so let's see how he is. You know, I'm sure he's going to be okay, but we'll see.
We'll do last three. Jesse?
Yeah, Andy, a lot of division games coming up. Just how much pride do you take in the consistency to win 9 straight of these in a row, and the work that it takes to be able to accomplish something?
Yeah, well, it's important that you spend time on that. And the thing about our division here is it's strong division. The AFC West is tremendously strong, and you know, we're all trying to shoot for the same thing. They're all good teams and they're well coached. Yeah.
Coach, Denver's won a lot of close games throughout this season. Of course, you've been a part of winning some close games here. How tough is it to play a team that's won so close to the national player?
Yeah, that's what Saran was saying. I mean, they win. They find a way to win, and so we've been through that. And the way that this league is right now, you got to be able to do that. You know, the parity in this thing is pretty crazy. So, especially in AFC West.
Sam, last one.
Hey, just to build off what Matt asked, but would it be a lot to ask a guy who's missed a month, 5 weeks to jump right back in? I mean, I'm sure that's part of your evaluation, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I got to see what he's got rolling. And I've seen a couple practices, so I'll be able to figure it out somewhere here, hopefully.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
The front for Denver, just what's the challenge in facing that unit?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have 5 really good defensive linemen that can all win in different ways, and they have guys that rotate in and play well, play good as well, and so they know what their scheme is. They know how to get after the quarterback, and so for us, it's just having great protection schemes, changing up the looks for them so they can't just tee off, and then I think just going out there and getting the ball in my hands whenever I need to, and then take shots whenever I need to as well.
Bye-week self-scouting standpoint, like from one half to the other, I guess if there's one point of emphasis for yourself, what are you focusing on maybe being better at in the second half?
Yeah, I think just staying true to the progression sometimes as the games go on. I think if I look back, especially at the Bills game in general, I think I started off pretty well at going through my progressions, but as the game went on, getting away from that. And so trying to be better at that and then trying to settle myself down in some of those moments. But we did a lot of good things. It's just about being more consistent on a week-to-week basis.
Self-scout things, like after the Bills game, Harrison was saying he was picking up tendencies on Worthy and stuff like that. I mean, number one, is it possible to happen? Did you see it when you went back and looked at things, and how do you prevent that?
I didn't necessarily see it, but I mean, obviously, if he said it, he saw something, and so we'll be better at looking at things like that. I appreciate the info so that we can be better at that as the season goes on.
Patrick, you're OC at Texas Tech. Eric Morris is having a big year at North Texas. What helped you the most that you learned from him, just developing as a young quarterback?
Yeah, I think he has a good feel for making you comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, he obviously can see talent. You look at all the quarterbacks he's been with through all the different stops he's been in, but he gives you confidence to go out there and be yourself and play the game the way you're supposed to play, and he'll change the offense for that. And so it's not surprising to me that he's had so much success, and he's had a ton of success this year at North Texas, and I saw him this last offseason, and it's cool to see, like, his kids were like babies now. They're getting older now, and it's cool to see that stuff as well. So I'm sure that he'll continue to have success either at North Texas or wherever he ends up at.
Speaking of Tech, how'd you do on your picks? You know what your record ended up being?
I don't know what my record was, but I think I'm really good on the actual picks. I don't know the spreads and stuff. I don't get a lot of practice at that. You know, they don't let us do that stuff. So it's I don't think I did good with those, but I did good on my actual games and who won the game. So it was fun though. The game day was amazing. I mean, I grew up watching. I still watch it. And I think just like the atmosphere in Lubbock, you can tell how much everybody appreciates the team, appreciates how much success they're having, and they're going to enjoy the moment. And I thought that was really cool.
This game, I realize they're all big, but how big is this game against this team?
Yeah, I mean, they're first in the division, and they have a couple games on us. And so it's huge for the division, and that's always our first goal is win the division. And so it's a really good football team. There's no way around it. And so we have to go out there and play our best football, and I don't think we've done that yet. So after this bye, let's go out there, put a great week of practice together, and find a way to win in a hostile environment against a great football team.
You guys are generally the ones who are a couple of games up on everyone else in the division at this time of the year. The tables have turned a little bit here. Does it feel different? What's the desperation? I don't know. What's it feel like for you guys right now?
I mean, I think you understand this game's important. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, it's a divisional game, and they're always important. But with them having the lead and us needing to go out there and win to have a chance to win the division, I think guys understand that. But at the same time, all we can do is have a great day today, and we're gonna have a great week of practice. Put that together, and then go out there and play our best football. And I think if we play our best football, we can win against anybody. And so we have to go out there with that mindset of let's play our best football this weekend.
Patrick, the division streak here predates you, so how much pride do you take in the consistency?
The stadium lights blaze with an intensity that pulses through the November night, illuminating a sea of red and orange as anticipation crackles in the frigid air. On the field, Patrick Mahomes paces like a caged panther, eyes scanning, mind whirring, every muscle taut with the promise of a showdown that's already being etched into the folklore of the season. Across the turf, Russell Wilson gathers his offense, the Broncos sideline humming with a quiet confidence that seems almost out of place for a team so accustomed to trailing early. Yet that's the magic of this Denver squad, a team that's made a habit of slow starts and furious finishes, leaving opponents gasping in their wake and fans clutching their chests on the edge of their sofas. There's a sense that tonight's battle will be decided not by the first punch, but by the last one thrown, a chess match played at breakneck speed, where every feint and counter could tip the scales. Reporters in the press box pass nervous glances, the kind that say no one's willing to call this one. The Chiefs have always thrived on the big stage, relishing the pressure, feeding off the energy that only the brightest lights can provide. But the Broncos, they're different this year, hardened by adversity, emboldened by a string of improbable victories that have given them a swagger bordering on audacity. As the first snap is taken, the tension is almost suffocating, a collective breath held by millions. Mahomes fires a dart to Kelce, who rumbles upfield, shaking off tacklers with the determination of a man chasing destiny. Every yard gained is a statement, Every first down a declaration that the Chiefs aren't just here to defend their crown, they're here to burnish it. Yet Denver refuses to blink, their defense bending but never breaking, their offense methodically clawing back ground with each possession, as if daring Kansas City to flinch. The game becomes a masterclass in resilience and ambition, neither side willing to surrender an inch. By halftime, the score is knotted, the outcome shrouded in uncertainty, and you can feel the anxiety mounting in the stands and living rooms everywhere. The third quarter brings fireworks, a flurry of big plays and bigger stops, the momentum swinging like a pendulum threatening to snap. Every camera angle captures sweat and grit, the raw emotion of men who know their legacies are being written in real time. As the clock winds down, the stakes ratchet higher, and you realize that you're witnessing something more than a game. This is a test of character, a crucible where greatness is forged. The final minutes are a blur of frantic drives and desperate stands, the crowd's roar rising to a fever pitch with each twist and turn. When the dust settles, it isn't just the scoreboard that tells the story, but the indelible sense that both teams left a piece of themselves on the field. This is why we watch, why we care, why football has the power to unite and enthrall. The echoes of this night will linger long after the lights go out, a reminder that in sports, as in life, the moments that matter most are the ones that refuse to let us look away.